What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. Juan Soto and Fernando Tatís Jr. both bat flipped yesterday. Fernando Tatís Jr., he was messing with Yankees fans after that because they were chanting steroids at him, so we'll get into that. Craig Kimbrel is one save away from 400 for his career. He can become the 7th pitcher in baseball history to enter that club, and the Pirates, they hit 7 home runs in a single game. A lot to recap today, so let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Actually, before we do that, remember, if you're going to any baseball games or concerts anytime soon, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, save yourself 20 bucks off. All right, recap time. Here we go. One of the most exciting series of the year so far, the Rangers and the Orioles. I think the Rangers have the 3rd best record in baseball, and the Orioles have the 2nd best, right behind the Tampa Bay Rays. And the Orioles were debuting their City Connect jerseys. I really like them. But speaking of debuting, remember how I said the Baltimore Orioles were 177 since Adley's debut last year? They're going to try and make it 101 wins. And there's Adley with his 8th home run of the season. Cedric, he comes up clutch with the glove. He robs Josh Young of a home run in the 2nd inning. So things are looking pretty good for the Orioles. Until Texas broke out the boomsticks, Grayson Rodriguez got torched. A 2-run home run to Leody Taveras, another 2-run bomb to Robbie Grossman, and ouch, that one hurts. Corey Seager stings a baseball for a grand slam. Pretty much closed the book on this one as John Gray, or they call him the Gray Wolf, shredded. He had 8 strikeouts over 7 innings. Texas, they win by 10 runs. They are 2nd in all of Major League Baseball in OPS and 6th in team ERA as a pitching staff. The Rangers are good on both sides of the diamond. And one more thing I do want to mention, Grayson Rodriguez, the top prospect for the Orioles, he did get sent down because he's given up 38 runs on 13 home runs in his first 45 innings. The Rays and the Dodgers, we have a battle of 2 of the best teams in baseball. Tampa, they stole the lead in the 1st on a Josh Lowe single, and they never looked back from there. Yandy Diaz, he smoked a home run in the 4th to put Tampa up by 4. And honestly, it could have been more, but CT3, Chris Taylor, robbed the Tampa Bay Rays of an extra base hit in the 6th inning. I wanted to show that for Dodgers fans because, yeah, this game was pretty much over. Now it's Jose Siri time. The dude has 9 home runs and a 150 OPS plus, all while being top 2% in sprint speed and arm strength in the outfield. The Tampa Bay Rays win 9-3. They have won 3 games in a row. And one more thing I want to mention about the Rays, they're getting back Tyler Glasnow. He is back from that oblique strain. He's fully healthy, and I'm excited to see his debut here soon. Here we go. The Padres are taking on the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, and shout out to Randy Vasquez, who had the tough task of making his MLB debut in Yankee Stadium against the Padres. Like, that's just mean. Juan Soto pimped a 2-run blast. He's hitting .357 with 6 home runs over his last 24 games. And there's Fernando Tatís Jr. That 2-run no-doubter was projected at 440 feet into the 2nd deck. Tatis has 8 home runs in 31 games, then messed with Yankees fans after they were chanting steroids at him pretty much all night long. Tatis is fully embracing the villain role, and I am here for it. I think it's great for baseball. Joe Musgrove was really good. 1 earned run on 6 strikeouts. Josh Hader, he doesn't get to save, but he does strike out the side as the Padres beat the Yankees 5-1. The Yankees are a mess right now. The Phillies and the Atlanta Braves, Nick Castellanos hit one far, but he just barely missed a home run. I guess he'll take a 2-run triple. It's not that shabby. And oh boy, do not let this kid get hot. Michael Harris II has been awful in the batter's box all year long, but he jolted that pitch for a 2-run missile to steal the lead. That lead was short-lived as Brandon Marsh and Trey Turner teamed up to drive home 3 runs to steal the lead back and keep adding to it for the Phillies. Now we head to the 9th inning, a matchup between Craig Kimbrel and Ronald Acuna Jr. If Craig gets this out, it'll be save number 400, and he gets it. He is the 7th pitcher ever to get into the 400 save club, the 2nd this year after Kenley Jansen, and he did it in Atlanta, where realistically Craig Kimbrel was at his best. I mean, to begin his career with the Braves, he was one of the best relief pitchers we've ever seen. The Phillies, they win 6-4. I could be dramatic, but this guy right here, Spencer Steer of the Cincinnati Reds, he could be a future 50, maybe even 60 extra base hit guy. He was born to hit the gaps. There's an RBI triple, and Tyler Stevenson brought him home after that. 6 of the 9 Reds hitters came away with a multi-hit day, but the story for me is Hunter Green. Yeah, the Reds put up a 9 spot, but check out what Hunter Green did. He went 6 innings without allowing a single run to score, while also giving up 0 base hits. He struck out 11 over 6 scoreless, no-hit innings. This kid has so much talent. He just has to limit the home run ball. As you saw in his previous 4 starts, he gave up 6 home runs and 4 starts. That's kind of the issue right now with Grayson Rodriguez. 2 guys who throw throw really hard, but Hunter Green, 6 no-hit innings. I mean, you'll take that. So the Reds win 9-0, and let's move over to another team that scored a bunch of runs, the Chicago White Sox. This is a scary sentence. The White Sox have the best ERA in baseball over the last 2 weeks, and great. Now the offense is picking up as well. Andrew Vaughn found a hole for an RBI double, and Yasmani Grandal gave Lance Lynn a 3-run first-inning lead to work with. Speaking of Lance Lynn, he was fired up after Moncada bobbled an inning out. That would have been the final out, but Akil Baddoo gets an RBI single. They gave him the single, not an error. He went off after striking out the final hitter of that inning. Lance Lynn is always so much fun to watch. Now, the Chicago offense did make up for it on 2 RBI triples from Andrew Benintendi, and there's the third baseman, Yoan Moncada. So he gets that run back for his pitcher. Andrew Vaughn connected for a 6th home run, giving him 34 RBIs on the season. Now, the fanboy in me, it's too strong. I gotta show Akil Baddoo. Even though the Tigers got smacked, that catch meant nothing. I wanted to show it off because he has been much better defensively over the last year and a half. Moncada, he laced a 2-run single to give him 3 RBIs and TA7. Tim Anderson made it a 12 spot. The White Sox, ooh, they're coming. If we're going to talk about the White Sox and the Tigers, we have to talk about the Guardians and the Twins. But we'll talk about the Twins in just a second. Matthew Liberatore of the Cardinals got himself into a heap of trouble early, loading the bases for Steven Kwan, and there's a nice little lefty-lefty RBI single to the other side. Ahmed Rosario, he bought himself even more playing time. He clears the bases on a double right after Steven Kwan's RBI single. Ahmed, he has a 73 OPS plus and -8 DRS defensively, but oh, he's fast, and he's J-Ram's best buddy, so he should play. Whatever, I just don't, as a Guardians fan, I do not like Ahmed Rosario being the starting shortstop. Bieber, he held St. Louis in check, and look at that catch from Steven Kwan. He robs Arenado of an easy stand-up double. One Gold Glover robs another. Cleveland, they turn 2 to end that inning. And this is where things got a little bit interesting. Nootbaar got some loud Noot cheers. They don't boo him. They're saying Noot, but a lot of people think they're saying boo. No, it was Noot. It makes it a 1-run game off of Emmanuel Clase, but Clase barely holds on. He strikes out Nolan Gorman on a pretty generous pitch. I mean, if that was me, I would have had a tough time calling that a strike. The Guardians win by 1 single run, and the Giants did not win by 1. They won by 14, so let's get into it. Where Brewers center fielder Joey Wiemer, who can usually get to any baseball hit in his direction, except that one because that was hit well over the wall. Mitch Haniger had a 2-run home run. Mitch Haniger's home run put the Giants out in front, and rookie Patrick Bailey stayed hot. He made it 3-1 before the bottom of the second. Staying with the bottom of the second, Willie Adames, he had a foul ball taken to the noggin. Now, the Brewers wanted to be precautious. They took him to the hospital pretty much immediately. The manager, I think his name is Craig Counsell, said that he was responsive and that he should be okay going forward. I don't know how I'm supposed to just segue into this absolute barrage of scoring from the Giants. So yeah, the Giants, they teed off on the Brewers. Mitch Haniger drove in 2 more on a double. He had a big 4 RBI day. Brett Wisely almost matched him on that 1 swing. 3 RBIs, 1 swing on that pimp job to outer space. JD Davis, he unloaded on a second deck shot. The Giants put up a 15 spot on the day. Alex Wood, his 1-run gem, gives San Francisco a 2.76 ERA over the last 2 weeks. That is second in baseball, just behind the White Sox. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Minnesota game. They were facing off against the Jays. Kevin Kiermaier, my goodness, bro. That ball just got promoted, and he has a starving family. That ball was just absolutely tattooed. Kiermaier is now hitting .319 with 4 home runs and 5 stolen bases. Now, if you thought that stat line was pretty good, Bo Bichette is now hitting .330 with 10 home runs. He's also playing solid defense with 2 defensive run saves, 2 DRS on the season. He's 4th in FWAR in all of Major League Baseball. Gausman, he used that devastating fastball and splitter mix to shred through the Twins lineup. 8 strikeouts over 5 and a third. Feels like I haven't said this dude's name in a while. Jordan Romano, he was back in there. He has 11 saves now on the season as the Jays went 3-1. They needed that W. The Nationals and the Royals, how do I even begin to recap this? Okay, so quick spark notes, a synopsis. Bobby Witt Jr. hit 2 home runs and stole a bag as the Royals lose 12-10. Like, what even is that? Lane Thomas now has 8 home runs and a 126 OPS plus. That guy has been raking all year long. We fast forward to the 6th inning where Corey Dickerson muscles one up, a 3-run home run that sparked a huge rally for the Nationals. They went up by 7 runs after an 8-run 6th inning. The Nationals were seeing beach balls yesterday, I guess, but so was Bobby Witt Jr. At one point, Bobby Witt Jr. was 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and a stolen base before the 7th inning even came to an end. He got it to a 1-run game. Scratch that, because the Candyman, Candelario roped a clutch 2-run triple, and Stone Garrett made it a 12 spot. Chad Kuhl, I'm sorry for these terrible puns. He kept his cool, nearly 2 innings of shutout baseball in relief, earned his first save of the season. The Nationals win 12-10 in a really fun game. Here we go, the Rockies and the Mets. Francisco Lindor is now up to 8 home runs on the year after that 440-foot moonshot. He's now up to 3 RBIs on the day after Brandon Nimmo tripled to get on, and then Lindor brought home Brandon Nimmo. Brett Beatty got Scherzer a little insurance run right there, and Mad Max, he delivered his best start in weeks, and he said that out loud, that it was his best start. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, just 1 run allowed. Again, afterwards, he said that he and Alvarez were finally in sync, his best start in weeks. Lindor had a sac fly in the 9th to give him a 4 RBI day. He has 38 RBIs on the season. Ottavino, he collected his 5th save. The Mets are 2 games over 500 now. They're 27-25. We have the Marlins and the Angels. LA has been playing some really good baseball as of late. Just, you can't win them all, right? Jorge Soler, this dude is crazy. He has a home run in 4 consecutive games. That's his 16th home run of the season. Against lefties, he's hitting .395 with 9 home runs. He's hitting a home run every 4.7 at-bats, which would be an MLB record for a season for home runs per at-bat against lefties. Jesus Luzardo, he was stolen, like absolutely stolen from the A's. 7 punch-outs over 5, allowing just 1 run. He has a 3.45 ERA and a 10.6 strikeouts per 9 dating back to last year. That's pretty solid. Brian De La Cruz, he had 4 base hits. He sent one the other way for a 2-run home run, and Luis Arraez, he sent the Halos packing on the final run of the game. The Marlins, they win 6-2 over the Angels. The Red Sox were in Arizona yesterday, and Tristan Casas has been in a major slump as of late, but there's a little RBI double early to kind of break the spell. Connor Wong did much of the same, another RBI double, and now I just kind of feel bad. Brandon fought hard, but the Red Sox, they were just feeling themselves in Arizona. Enrique Hernandez goes boom, a monster 431-foot 2-run blast for Chris Sale, who was taken out after 5 innings. He only threw 73 pitches, but because he had a stomach issue, he was taken out. But Chris Sale, he's kind of back to being vintage Chris Sale as of late. Turner and Verdugo, they both had RBI singles to close this one out. Boston, they are 27-24, which means they are now 10 games back in the East, but they would be first place in the AL Central. I always got to bring that up because the Central, again, it's a dumpster fire. We have the A's and the Astros. Rookie Corey Julks played at Bregman in the 2nd, and staying with Alex Bregman, he singled in Houston's 2nd run of the game. Lots of sloppy defense from the A's set up yet another RBI opportunity for Corey Julks, and of course he delivered a 2-run single. Hunter Brown was lights out in this game. He struck out the side in the 4th inning. He had 8 strikeouts through 4. He had 1 mistake pitch all night, a 2-run blast to Seth Brown. So Brown beats Brown, but Brown bounced back to get out of it. He had his first ever double-digit strikeout performance, 10 strikeouts over 7 innings. Ryan Presley came in for the 9th inning. He struck out the side, so he now has 9 saves on the year as the Astros beat the A's 5-2. The A's now have the worst start to begin a season since 1900. The Mariners and the Pirates. Andrew McCutchen has been pretty good at the leadoff spot for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He now has 8 home runs on the season. Julio, he also has 8 home runs as well. He's hitting .370 over his last 7 games, so even if the Mariners are losing, at least J-Rod is heating up. Carlos Santana got that run right back, and after Brian Reynolds doubled the score on a 2-run triple, the power fully broke out. Pittsburgh hit 7 home runs in 1 game. Jack Sawinski had a 2-run moonshot that was immediately followed by a home run from Ke'Bryan Hayes. They go back-to-back. Sawinski went yard again, 445 feet on his 9th home run of the year, as Tucupita Marcano and Brian Reynolds both cleared the deck as well. Brian was just a double away from the cycle, and out of nowhere, the Pirates are back to, I think, 2 games over 500, and they're just a half game back of the Brewers, as the Brewers have lost 2 in a row. Those are all of the games and highlights from yesterday. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it until this point, I just want to say shout out to you. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're brand new, and I'll catch you in the next one.